my friends say, girl, you better take care.
Good evening, Steph community. How are we doing this evening? Glad to see you could stop in. Got a few things we're going to go over on the opening news. Just recently here, as you know, there's been a lot of conflict going on with the Super Bowl intermission and so forth. I'm not going to get into that a whole lot, but we touch on what the news is bringing in. Briefly, opening news, we try and bring you the up-to-date things that are happening. And it seems to be so much of it happening every day. And we got so many things that are working against us. And it's just, like I said, to do our due diligence and stay on top of things. And always look out for number one, because, like I said, the only person that's looking out for you is you. And if you don't know, now you do know. First thing in the news, we know that Steve Wilcox suffered multiple injuries on his show. This is a guy that came up with Jerry Springer. The show was calling on for more fights to keep the channel propped up and get more. Well, I guess they got a little bit more than what they wanted for. Hopefully he'll be okay. Also, in the federal judges blocks California's law for forcing ICE agents to take off their masks and go around a clear face. And I think that protects the operations of the guys who are performing these cases, because not only do you have need the mask for that, but people spitting on you, throwing things at you, so you can protect yourself as much as possible. That's a good thing. It says that Clinton has appointed a federal judge to rule for them. I think they're going to need more than a federal judge, because the odds are coming up very high on them. Also, the DOJ has asked to dismiss cases against Steve Bannon. He has a popular podcast show, went to prison for standing up for laws and his rights back in the day with Donald Trump. Justice Department is moving to toss out his case against former President Trump advisor, who was Steve Bannon. They said that President Trump's tariffs are increasing household goods and prices up to $1,000 in 2025. Don't make sense to me, because a lot of people are putting the blame on Trump. Everybody's forgetting about the trillions of dollars that Biden sent over to Ukraine, the trillions of dollars that were wasted in government programs. So we have Minnesota, so we have Maine, so we have Chicago, so we have California. And trying to put the blame on one person. That's one thing that's very weak about this country. We don't want to absorb our own blame. Everybody wants to point the finger at someone else. And also, they're trying to make a case saying that less than 14% of those arrested by ICE were violent criminals or may have a bad record. Well, let me reiterate on that. First of all, you don't know who you have in this country. Okay, yeah, 14% of them didn't do anything. But do they stand for America? Do they love America? Are they going to fight for America? Are they here to just rob America? And that seems to be the case on everything. if a person's not vetted, they have no fallback, they have no responsibility. What about your child if he wants to do something wrong to it? What about if he wants to rob something? There's nothing there. There's no paperwork. There's nothing to link him. No DNA, no nothing, because you have to have DNA on file to link it to something. So when you get those wild cries out like the Democrats are doing, that makes no sense. And they only go with that program when it fits their narrative. But as soon as something happens with defunding the police department and all of that, here they come, a boogity, boogity, boogity. We need help. It shows that at least 18 people now dead in a historic New York cold stretch that they hope is nearing the end. Now here's Modani saying that he's going to provide housing for all the homeless. It's going to be free buses, free subway rides. And it's arising at his house. They were showing on the news, people are yelling, screaming at him. And then Mayor Adams gave out a bill which they subpoenaed him, Letitia James and all the rest of them, because he didn't agree with all the homeless that were coming to New York. He said they're going to be into a $12 trillion, a $10 trillion deficit. Now they're there. Mayor Matt Adams already said this, and he was trying to change that. Now this Modani character comes there, and everything's falling in his face, and he's blatantly sitting there calling out Mayor Adams over something that he's even helped create it even faster. City's out of money because Mayor Adams. This is Mayor Adams. That's Mayor Adams. Put your big boy panties on, boy. Pull them up and go ahead and take it. Trump's taking care of all Biden's problems. And boy, he got them. He got them hand by hand. And that's what comes with the territory. And you know you lied to all the New Yorkers about what they're going to do, what you're going to provide. Outright lied to everybody, and now you can't fulfill not even one promise. Can't even give them a free ride. Housing, you're talking about taxing the rich and stuff. They're fighting that. Because if you're going to tax the rich, let's start with you. Maybe your wife needs to take those $600 gator shoes she's got on off. But this is how Democrats work. It's always the other guy's fault. Also, there's a probe that came out that they wanted Ghislaine Maxwell to testify more about Jeffrey Epstein, and she's refusing to do so. Also, people are talking about the Super Bowl. We know that the Seahawks win the Super Bowl in a dominant factory over the New England Patriots. Elon Musk has said and gave people something to think about. He said that you need not worry about savings or retirement. A lot of things are going to be moving up to Mars, and it's not going to matter. That's a scary thing to say. He said that all AI robots will make savings for retirement unnecessary. But you still have to have some type of funds to generate on. But let me give you Big Daddy's 2 cents on this. I agree with him. Because if you read your Bible, it says it's going to come a time where you'll be able to buy nor sell. You're going to look at it, if I'm still here, still going, and the creek don't rise and the sun keeps shining. You're going to see, the Bible speaks of people throwing their money in the streets. So when you got the Schumers and the Hakeems and then the Corey justices and even on the Republican side, how they're storing and using all this money, taking and taking, you're going to see them throw that away because it's not going to help. It's almost there now because the dollar don't value anything. It is slipping away now. So when you had $1 million before and it was worth almost $2 million, you got $1 million now, it might be worth $350,000. It's slipping away. Products are getting smaller and getting more expensive. You know what I'm saying? And they don't last like they used to. We got milk before, they put it outside the door and they could sit there all day. You take a gallon of milk and put it outside your door like we did in the old days and put it into that steel container. Give it about 15 minutes, it'll be sour and curdle. Bread would last up 2-3 weeks. Natural. None of that stuff is natural anymore. President Trump had a few words to say about the halftime with Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show. He said it was inadequate and also a terrible mid-show. There's a lot of controversy going on out there. It's said that he even deleted his emails that were coming in because of controversy. So I don't know the guy. I know he got up there and sung everything in Spanish, and nothing. Super Bowl is American pastime game, which all families, kids, and everybody join and sit down. And halftime is one of the biggest things that people enjoy. You couldn't even understand anything he was saying. We give a shout out to Mr. Jay-Z for putting that together. You know, and Elon is saying that we would reach Mars in 2026. And now he's saying that SpaceX is building a city on the moon. The CEO said that the company is shifting its focus from Mars to creating a self-growing city. And I'm going to tell you something. Elon says he's doing something and he's up to something. It's going on. Savannah Guthrie, which my cries and prayers go out to her. Her mother's still missing. And it's a weird situation here. The police department also went to her house and I guess they searched her septic tank. I guess it didn't reveal what they wanted. The 84-year-old is still reported missing, going on into, I believe it's a second week. And that's sad when you have to attack our elders like that. So our prayers go out to her. A lot of things that people are saying, again, this Super Bowl thing is really stirring up some things. I'm just reporting it, people, so don't look at me. The two different Super Bowl halftime shows underway after the Super Bowl, 60 second quarter ending, and they showed the countryside, I guess, of entertainment, what people could understand, country music, and people could enjoy it and understand it. And then they had, was it Booby Bear, Bunny Bear, Bad Bunny? I never heard of the guy. It's a very, very controversial way of doing things. A lot of people said he didn't agree with the dancing. And he's a Puerto Rican star. And he performs entirely in Spanish. And Americans didn't understand it. You know, so I guess, is sparking a lot of attention. People, we got a bad, enough with that stuff, but we got a bad storm still brewing, saying that I guess in the next week coming here, that it could dump up to 60 inches of snow with the 50-mile-an-hour winds. There's a rare winter storm poised to last parts of the United States with as much as 16 inches of snow. And they give the map out to show it. So, like I said, always do your due diligence, people. Don't just go for what is being said or the okey doke. Understand things, look at things. You know, I like to use the word educate. Educate yourself to these things. And believe me, you get sharper. You understand what you're looking at. You understand the politics. You understand the laws. And then nobody can't pull that wool over your face. And that's what I'm trying to get my audience to do. Don't let people pull that wool over your face. He said, she said. You run and do what she said. You run and do what he said. And in the end, you got nothing. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is a bad one. Airborne toxins have become trapped over several cities, making outdoor activities harmful for people to breathe. I'm gonna pull this one up here because I think this is important. We need to hear about what cities this could be affecting people. And it says Americans across 4 U.S. states told to stay inside due to lung damage and toxins filling the air. And let's see, what states are they talking about? The U.S. Environmental Protection sounded the alarm Monday morning. Pennsylvania, Georgia, Alabama, and Oklahoma. These are the ones on the main reading right now. And if you're living in those areas, you know, we try and bring you everything regarding to your health, foods that you may eat or consume, things that can be damaging to you. Please, people, start following this stuff. Like I said, we got cells and enemies everywhere in the United States. Just read to you what they were doing with lab rats and stuff they found in test tubes to create COVID. And this is going to keep happening, people. Now, you can thank Biden and Kamala them, because there's a lot of people came over here to America that hate Americans. Look at what they're doing in the streets with the flags and so forth. We got every flag flying around here but America. And the hate is increasingly crazy. And we have more and more Americans that are being harmed and hurt. Trump has disinvites Wes Moore, the nation's only black governor, from the National Governors Association dinner. And we know what this is about. It's not about being prejudiced. You know, this man's had a lot of cruel things to say about president, and I believe the president's keeping it real. If you hate me that much, disgust me that much, there's no need to come in there and put on a big face and be the Democratic hypocrite that we are. I much rather face people that are upfront and truthful and let you know where you stand, you know? Again, let me remind you about this powerful blizzard that is poised, we hope we don't get it, to hit the northeastern states. Say it could bring in up to 2 feet of snow. So people, again, stay on guard with that. China has reportedly directed its banks to cut off the U.S. Treasury holdings. This is not good. They are trying to get rid of the dollar, no trade with the dollar, and it's going to affect you, me, and everybody else. Your kids' kids will be affected by it. And Trump, y'all sitting here fighting, raising your hands against everything. Trump Trump is working a strategic way to try and keep America above ground. Chinese regulations have told financial institutions to limit the purchasing of U.S. treasuries. So we got other countries that are joined. Canada is one of them that is joining with this drive to stop using the American funds. And people, while we sitting here raising Cain, fighting for people that shouldn't be here, we should be looking at our own country and upholding things that's going to help us to survive. Because we keep giving every single thing away and it's being taken away from us. Our country is slipping away from us. And then we're going to ask what happened. We out there in the streets fighting and acting crazy, fighting for people that we know shouldn't be here. And Trump's not arresting people that are American citizens. They want to keep this going. Governors and stuff want to keep this going because they can use the fundings that come in behind this. Again, this is power and money. They can line their pockets. They're not concerned about us. They line their pockets. They live in these big houses. They're protected. They don't even know what's going on the other side of the city. It says Trump has also created a very large fear in Haitians that live here. Why would there be a fear? If you belong here and you're vetted 100%, there's not a problem. Matter of fact, I know a couple Haitians love it here. Love it here. But they do say the ones that don't belong here, those are the ones that feel threatened. Those are the ones that feel they need to have judges and so forth send out block orders to protect them. And what makes it so bad, a lot of Americans are falling for it. So we know that Trump is winning on this case too, that the judges also sent out a petition to cancel not blocking deportation of individuals who shouldn't be here. People, that has been your opening news. We hope that we keep getting it towards you. Tell others about this channel. Make sure you press that like button, but tell others about the channel. I hate to say this to you, but as things get worse, Big Daddy's going to try and do a lot of studying, do a lot of digging, and bring you the latest on foods that can harm you, what the air may be to breathe, what gas to use. I mean, it goes all the way out. I even got your own cleaning products the other day. You know, if you put that down in your house, the certain soaps and stuff that I bought up, and your little baby is walking around crawling to get into that, who knows what can happen? Also your animals, your pets. So just on that opening news, a breaking news that we give you with the channel, try and listen all the way through. Because I don't try and size it out where, oh, you got to hear the great news at the end, something bad's coming up. No, I just tell it as I get it. And this is beneficial to you. I think we've named 8 products now, and maybe 10 cleaning products and stuff that are harmful. Hey guys, I love you. And like I said, I'm so happy for the ones that you're signing up to the channel. And keep shining, keep embracing yourself to be strong, and most of all, love yourself and God. See you on the next one.